All right,
Camera.
look at the one on the far left. Give that to me. I will. There you go.
Get started?
Yes.
Everybody? Okay, we'll go ahead and get it started. So we have the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence on the agenda, but since there is no flag in here, we'll just do a brief moment of silence and then we'll get started.
Okay.
Okay, would anybody like to move to adopt the agenda? You should all have it in front of you.
Move to adopt the agenda.
Thank you. Second for agenda adoption? Thank you. Okay, ayes? Aye. Perfect. Okay, so we'll have the agenda as presented. So I want to, first of all, thank you all very much for your interest in the stone bridges in Montreat and for your willingness to serve and help us get organized as we think about this. So on the back of your agenda, you'll see this summary of the Stone Bridges Advisory Committee, its purpose, structure, and authority. This was written by Mason Blake, and I think it summarizes really nicely what we're trying to do, which is to make recommendations to the town council concerning the design and installation of improvements for bridges in Montreat, specifically those impacted by Hurricane Helene, and to hopefully do so in the Montreat style. So we're asking the committee to engage with all the relevant stakeholders, to coordinate with staff and technical experts, and then to present their recommendations to the town council.
There's only one change for that. The town council initially was thinking about, well, actually, the initial draft of that had the town council appointing the chair and vice chair, a chair and vice chair. And ultimately, town council decided, no, we'll let the committee choose the chair.
That's right, which leads us perfectly to our next agenda item, which is the election of a chairperson and secretary. And I'm gonna let you all discuss who you would like to see be made chair, who you think would make a good secretary. I am gonna be involved. Yes, we're gonna need somebody to, well, I guess Angie will do the minutes, but for organizational purposes. Let's see what we have in our rules and rules of procedure for secretary.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
It doesn't assign it specifically to the secretary, it leaves it open as I recall.
Okay.
John?
Our previous meeting, where Barry was here, we said that Barry would be on the committee or advisory to the committee or something.
So I think Barry plans to attend as he can and when he feels like he has something of value to add to the discussion. But for the most part, I'll be the staff liaison. So if anything that Barry does, if he's not able to come and he does need to know something, I'll be making sure to loop him in to get him to the next meeting and so on. But he's just not able to commit to being here for every single one, but I can. So I'll be the person here from staff for the most part. Which one of you brave souls wants to be the chair?
Can you comment on how Beth and John and the cottages are involved and in this committee as a whole? While we're picking a chair, thinking of a chairperson.
Well, I think, so this committee, we're all going to function as a group. So this is a good representation of folks from cottagers, staff, just interested people, you know, and so I don't think of it at all as, you know, being split between the cottagers and the rest of us. I think that we're working together as a group. What the cottagers are able to do that the town cannot do is help with the fundraising piece. So the town really can't, I can't, as a member of staff, solicit donations from folks. But the cottagers may be able to be more flexible with that. Because they are a 501c3 and have the ability to fundraise in a way that the town just doesn't, so. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Any other questions, thoughts?
Well, since Nancy brought it up, both Beth and I will try to attend all the meetings, but Beth is the member. I'm an alternate to the committee.
Yes,
Alternates can attend.
that's right.
Yeah, the rules provide alternates can attend, speak everything but vote unless there's, at that meeting, the chair assigns them to fill in for somebody that's missing. So for example, if Margaret's missing, she's not attending, the chair could appoint John to vote for Margaret at this meeting.
Do we have anybody on Zoom?
Yes. They're not in stands for public comment, not in stands for voting in meeting. Just people viewing meeting.
How many people are on Zoom right now?
Right now, too.
3, okay. I was just-
Can they
But they're
see
not
us?
members of the committee?
Pick him outside. He's telling me to get outside.
I can't speak to that. What I have to say is, they are members viewing on Zoom.
Okay.
That is-
Do we have a full list, Samantha, of the committee who have
So we can't-
been missing anybody?
But I would
You don't
nominate,
trust me, Pete.
but I would nominate Nancy or Mark.
Mindful from the public, please.
Okay, 1 second, let me pull up our list.
No, that's, I still won't do it on there.
I thought maybe we talked about being a chairman and he decided to leave.
You scared me.
Okay, so we have our list of members. So Nancy Thomas, regular member, Mari Gramling, regular member, Ellen Dean, regular member, Ken Shortridge, regular member, Beth Casper, regular member, Margaret Berry, regular member, Hugh Alexander, regular member, and then we have Robin Melvin and John Casper as our alternate members.
We have Kenneth Shortridge present on Zoom,
Okay.
Can we get a list of
and
members? Can we see or hear him?
we can't allow him to participate in the meeting, yes?
Yes.
And,
His pajamas on.
We need him.
who was
Margaret
there?
Berry.
Margaret Berry.
Emmett Berry is present, at least that's the account.
Okay,
Okay.
we need both of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Has this group met before?
No, this is our first meeting.
Are you interested in what? Being nominated for the chair of the committee?
But Nancy, I think you should be.
I cannot be because I would fail. I am a seasonal and I'm not here and I would not be able to. Thank you very much for asking me, Ellen, but, no, there are much better people to handle what's going on. I'll be on the road, on the ground and having fun with it all along.
Well, Beth or Ellen, any interest in chairing?
I am not. Beth can do it.
Looks like it's fallen to me.
Unless Margaret or
You would be
Ken
great.
are interested.
Beth will be great.
Is Margaret Berry, online now?
She is. yeah.
Ask her if she would be interested, if that would work.
But if she's not here all the time,
That's true.
Yeah.
Beth is here, so that's a great contact.
You're right.
I think so.
Okay. So somebody needs to make a motion.
So move.
I second. This is what you call railroading. It works.
I'm gonna draw a little railroad train right here.
Uh-huh.
And we need a secretary.
I'll volunteer for that.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
We need to make a motion.
Yes.
Make a motion? You want to do it?
I move that Mari Gramling be our secretary for
I
this committee.
second that.
Okay.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Vote on both. Perfect. Okay.
The Irish, aye.
So, Beth, I'm happy to keep going unless you want to take it over.
Keep going because I want you to discuss the rules and procedures.
Okay. So you all should have the draft rules and procedure. And for those of you on Zoom, I will get emailed copies of this to you, our rules and procedures and the summary of the committee and its purpose. I'll get those emailed over to you. So I think probably the most efficient way is just to like read through this really briefly, and then we can discuss any changes that need to be made. Regular meetings, the committee shall hold a regular meeting, and we need to designate when we'll be meeting. The meeting shall begin at, and we need to figure that out. The first regular meeting of each calendar year shall serve as the organizational meeting of the committee, at which a chairperson, a secretary, and any other desired officer shall be elected by the committee. Special meetings. The chairperson or any two members of the committee may at any time call a special meeting of the committee by signing a written notice stating the time and place of the meeting and the subjects to be considered. In addition to any statutorily required notice, at least, a number of days that we designate, written notice of any special meeting must be given to the committee members. A special meeting may also be scheduled by the vote of the committee during another duly called meeting. Agenda. The secretary, in consultation with the chairperson, shall prepare a proposed agenda for each meeting. Any committee member, by a timely request, may have an item placed on the agenda. The form of agenda and order of business for each regular meeting shall be as follows: welcome, pledge of allegiance and moment of silence, adoption of agenda, review and approval of minutes of prior meeting, chairperson's communications, town manager's communications, old business, new business, public comment, committee member communications, and the adjournment. Conduct of meetings. The chairperson, or in the chairperson's absence, a person designated by the chairperson shall preside over each meeting. Action by the committee shall be taken in accordance with the following rules. The committee shall proceed by motion. Any committee member may make a motion. All motions require a second. The chairperson shall state the motion and open the floor to debate on it. The chairperson shall preside over the debate according to these general principles. The member who makes the motion is entitled to speak first. A member who has not spoken on the issue shall be recognized before someone who has already spoken. To the extent possible, the debate shall alternate between opponents and proponents of the measure. The motion shall be adopted by a majority of the votes cast, a quorum being present, unless otherwise required by these rules or laws of North Carolina. A member may make only one motion at a time, and only one substantive motion may be considered at a time. To the extent permitted by law, the board may ratify actions taken on its behalf, but without its prior approval. A motion to ratify is a substantive motion. Procedural motions may be made in accordance with the provisions of Rule 18 of the Rules of Procedure of the Montreat Board of Commissioners. Committee members may attend meetings or vote via Zoom or similar electronic means if and to the extent permitted by North Carolina law. Alternate members shall be permitted to participate fully in discussions at any meeting, even if they are unable to vote at the meeting. Quorum. A quorum of the committee shall be required for all meetings. If a quorum is not present at any meeting, the meeting shall be continued until the next regular meeting. A majority of the membership of the committee shall constitute a quorum. The number required for a quorum shall not be affected by vacancies. An alternate member present at the meeting shall serve on the behalf of and in the place of any absent regular member. If two alternate members are present but only one regular member is absent, the alternate member to serve on behalf of the regular member shall be designated by the chairperson. Minutes. Accurate minutes of the committee's meetings shall be kept by the secretary or other person designated by the chairperson. Open records of meetings requirements. The committee shall comply with all applicable state open records laws, open meetings laws, and similar laws, rules, and regulations to the extent applicable. Without limiting the generality of the preceding sentence, all meetings of the committee shall be open to the public. And the minutes of the meetings and other records of the committee shall be open to the public inspection as and to the extent required by law. So those are our proposed rules of procedure. We could make any changes that you all would like, and then, of course, we need to designate our time to meet and our day.
I would like to propose that it not be now.
Okay.
And the reason that I'm saying that is because it's the same time as the MPC Circle, Women's Circle. And I like to attend that.
I see.
Okay. Let's see. Anyone have a proposed day of the week? Maybe we should start there.
I would suggest Monday mornings at the same time.
Monday mornings at 10? Monday mornings at 10? So,
I cannot attend the second Monday of the month.
second Monday. So any,
How about Tuesday?
Yeah, yes.
No, we just said Tuesday.
Well, that one Tuesday.
No,
a
one
month.
Tuesday per month.
Yeah.
That one Tuesday a
Church
month, it's
women.
not
Yeah.
every,
Jane's got that too.
it's
How about
just,
Wednesday? Any concept?
Tuesday would work if it's just not that same Tuesday.
Yeah.
what if we, well,
What if we said the first Tuesday of each month? or something like that?
Angie's calendar.
that's, yes.
Does it have to be monthly? Could it
I mean, yeah, how often
every
it
other
would
month?
be.
It could be every other month if
Or
you,
maybe to get started, you do it monthly.
yes. Oh, well, that's really up to you. If you
And I think the idea is probably started out monthly, but we may be able to add something to the rules that the chair may elect to call meetings bi-monthly.
I think it already says that.
Probably.
Yeah.
For people traveling from out of town, is Wednesday a good time for that, or?
Wednesday does not work for me.
As good as any.
I cannot do it on
She
Wednesday.
can't. Your mute, her mute is on.
Oh,
There you are.
well,
There you
Now we can
go.
hear
We
you.
can hear you now. Start over.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I cannot do it on Wednesday. I
Okay.
can do it any day but Wednesday.
All right, Thursday.
Well, I could do any Tuesday except the third Tuesday.
What's wrong with Monday?
I think Monday's
Nothing?
hard when people are coming from out of town.
Mondays is,
Unless they want to
I
come for a
mean-
long weekend. That's what I was thinking.
Well, I'm thinking about if we're leaving out of town. I mean, you know, if, I don't know. I just think the middle of the week for me personally.
Monday is a little, or Tuesday is probably better.
what about Thursdays for out of towners? That gives us a good long weekend in Montreat. I don't know how Margaret feels, but how
Yeah, but-
many?
I can meet Monday, I can meet Tuesday. That either is great.
Well, and having Zoom available is going to be a benefit.
Yes, and we do have in our rules that folks are able to participate by Zoom, so keep that in mind as well.
That does make it a lot easier.
Yes, I will say for me, Tuesdays are a little bit tricky right now because that is typically the day I dedicate to all of my FEMA and disaster
please.
recovery.
Oh, wow.
Boys
So,
out, that's more.
We're gonna let her go.
I would suggest either a Friday or a Monday because I do think that makes it easier for folks traveling. Otherwise, I don't have any.
And the chair
Strong
can't meet on
thoughts.
Fridays.
Okay, well then,
Well, then that means Monday. Monday at 10.
Monday at 10. What if how would the first Monday of the month work for everybody? Or is there a Monday of the month that works better or worse?
When is church women?
Is the third Tuesday.
Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, third
Or
Tuesday.
second Tuesday, okay.
First Monday of each month. Third Tuesday.
Okay.
All right, so first Tuesday at 10 a.m.
First Monday.
I'm sorry, first
Yes,
Monday.
first Monday at 10 a.m. Here
I already checked my calendar.
in
Here.
Town Hall, yes.
And do we need to reserve that, or you're going to
I'll
put
take
that on the
care of that.
calendar?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll make sure we get on the calendar.
And it's at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. And the special meetings, how many days advance notice for a special meeting do y'all think would be
What's the
comfortable?
town require?
So the town council, we obviously go by North Carolina general statutes, and they require us to give 48 hours notice on a special meeting.
Okay.
So you guys could follow that, you can make it more or less,
Makes it
whatever
easy.
you'd like, yeah.
I think
Just to follow the same
Yes.
48 hours?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Just 2 days, okay.
2 days, yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay, any other changes or additions to our rules or suggested rules?
And that's it for what we need to decide, isn't it, as far as individual things?
I did leave something out that I thought about 2 o'clock this morning. We probably ought to add a provision saying that the committee can amend these rules at any time by majority vote. And that's
Good.
the last paragraph labeled amendment.
Okay.
Do we need to make a motion?
Yes.
So moved.
So we'll need to make a motion to approve the rules of procedure as amended.
I haven't been voted on yet, though.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay.
Who said who? I'm trying to get everything down since I'm now the secretary.
Oh, good,
All right,
okay.
who proposed it?
Hugh.
Hugh. And who seconded?
Ellen. I did.
Okay, so let's vote on that. Everybody good? Ayes all around? Okay.
Do we need to have a newsletter of some sort? I know Cottagers does.
I think Cottagers is gonna be kind of the marketing arm
I do too.
of this, so, Cottagers will see to that, you know.
And the town can always put things out in the
In the
monthly.
market
Yes,
minute,
absolutely.
yes.
I mean, for notices,
No,
who, or
No.
progress, or what we're doing.
what we're doing at this point, what we're doing.
Yeah, I think it would be great to have it come from the town, since this is part of a town committee. I mean, have that come out with the town announcements. If there's a special something.
Yeah, I think we will definitely, anything that's going on that we want to make sure the public is aware of, we can certainly include that in the Montreat Minute, no problem. Yeah.
I think what Beth is saying is that we'll be, through the cottagers, we'll be putting that word out. Our list of, mailing list is probably wider than yours because it's
And it's,
people who are not
and it's,
living here.
and it's an email and people read emails. They don't always go to the Montreat Minute.
That's all right.
I'm speaking
Couple
of
of clicks.
myself.
I
Yeah,
don't,
Yeah, and the
Don't do
cottage
it.
will be more focused on fundraising, but it'll
Yes.
include other stuff.
so it ought to be both.
I
Yeah.
think it should be both.
I think it should be.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Never hurts.
No.
and, that way, if it's kind of directed by the town, it can refer to the cottagers' information for fundraising. The cottagers are fundraising for,
That sounds good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beth, is Cottagers a monthly newsletter?
No, it's
Ordinance.
it's twice a year.
It's twice a year, that's right.
There's a fall and then there's a spring.
Spring.
And occasionally there's special newsletters.
And so it will be used as a progress report also as time goes on for the project in general or any information regarding.
And we send out notices on other things, for instance, dues are owed right now. And so, today or tomorrow, a notice is going out saying, by the way, pay your dues. And so in those instances, we can.
We can send out a progress report.
Oh, yeah.
Are they also gonna get an invoice, Beth? Cottagers?
No.
With
we're not-
our part-time treasurer being out of town, mostly, that's really difficult to,
I got
I
it.
don't think that's set
Organized.
up, it wasn't set up when you were treasurer.
no.
We sent invoices out. It wasn't easy, but we sent invoices.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Well, there were about 15 that I did personally, mailings, but most of it was emails. There's an email for every member of Cottagers, with the exception of about 15.
Okay. What other
Right.
new business do we
I have to do it through, the invoice has to go out through QuickBooks.
Okay.
So if you don't have access to Rick's computer, you're not gonna be able to do it.
All right.
Okay, that's,
What's the membership of cottagers, by the way, now?
well, our mailing list is like 700.
How much?
Actual members,
700?
more like 200 paying members. Something like that. And we've got overdue members that
Yeah.
cannot pay,
They just get the benefits, they just get the benefits.
But they can't vote, right?
They can't
If you
vote.
don't pay your dues, you can't vote.
Okay, what else is on everyone's mind for discussion today, for action? Any other,
I got a question about when is the
Yeah.
work gonna begin? And where is the town on,
Good question.
lining that up?
Nancy's actually, Nancy's already sort of working. I mean, the first step if you read the program, is to put together sort of a general Montreat style that each bridge will reflect in one way or another. And Nancy's been working on that, right? Maybe you should report to the committee, Nancy.
I will be happy to do that. Based on Mason's suggestion too, is to continue on with defining Montreat style. So that's sort of where we are with that right now. And of course, this is the first step go-to with the history of the stones and the buildings and so forth, with a picture of the bridge at Lookout. Do you all know about that picture on page 59? If you have a copy of this book, it's in there. So what we're working on right now, and Dale Slusser, who's a historian, has offered to assist in that, in just really looking at what the Montreat stone structures, the featuring structures, the buildings, as they've evolved through the first part of the 20th century, to kind of get a better description and picture of what the stonework and what the styling, how it evolved from the Northerners being here into when the Presbyterians came and Dr. Anderson took it forward. So we're working on a definition of that right now. And we were hoping to have it finished by the end of January, but we will have it complete for everyone by the February meeting. So,
Okay.
good. Any questions?
Well, I was thinking construction,
Well, so I think really what we want to do first is get a really clear vision of what Montreat style is, what the design elements are going to be,
Yeah.
and then we'll go bridge by bridge, and that's part of what you all will do as a committee is look at proposed designs for each bridge and approve those. So construction will begin after we have some sort of mock-up in our hands for the first bridge.
Do you not see the same design for all the bridges, or do you see them being different?
Well, that is a great question, because when first thought about, Mari, when we were first talking about this, it started with this bridge at Lookout Road.
Yeah.
But as time goes on, each site is a different shape and form and located up or down. And so as time goes on, we would use like Savannah said, the elements of design, but each one can have and will have or, a different shape to fit that site as we go along with each bridge,
And up,
which makes it more exciting, really.
Yeah.
and up your way, your bridge, my understanding is that there were two huge rocks that were on either side of that bridge that, have been mentioned, and they'd like to have it back the same way it was, rather than with the smaller stones. So that's just another example
This is
of what.
On down the
Nancy's
line,
talking
a
about.
bridge, yeah. An opportunity for something that fits the Montreat style that we would like to use, but also has its own setting in the site where it is, so. And how much money is raised for that particular site, I guess, Savannah, right?
That's right, yes.
So,
Well, Nancy, you are our artist in residence, and you have such a heart for the history of the style of the bridges. Are you prepared to present us with a drawing or schematic of what we're talking about, so that when we meet in February and we're talking about the style, we'll have something to look at, to point to and say, this is what we're talking about. Could you creatively present something for us?
well, I can do my best. Barry and I have been to the Lookout Road site and the one just below it and taken measurements. So I'm gonna plot that out as best I can on 1/2-inch scale paper. I think that internally we can get that done is enough to not have to rely on hiring an architect or engineer or something like that. But I will enjoy doing that if you all like and am prepared to give it a shot. It'll be a lot of fun. And anyone else's input on that would be also good. So we'll have something by February.
If you could start us off that way,
That would be nice.
Sure.
that would really get us on the road, I think.
We'll
Thank you.
have it. We'll get with Barry and get rolling on that.
Sounds good.
It's amazing, all the rocks have disappeared on the Lookout Road Bridge. None there.
It's what?
All the rocks have disappeared.
Yeah.
There's none there on Lookout Road Bridge. It's got some concrete there.
Over the
But it's
years.
been a long time since we've had that original bridge. I mean, what's in place now has been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And we'll go bridge by bridge, so each one will have its own set of problems.
Exactly.
That's right, yes.
As Savannah said early on, when we get the money, we'll start talking about that site, right? So we have to
We got pretty good.
raise our
Of
funds.
course, it's
first.
expensive to do that rock work.
Yes. And we'll also, more than likely for most of these sites, we'll have to go through the bidding process for our labor and things like that. So
We need to be
Take
careful
some
when we go to
time.
bid, and let me tell you why. Who was head of, that moved to Knoxville, with MRA? As you.
Seth?
Seth had to have all of that rock work done on the walkway, around the lake. He had to have it torn out and redone because it didn't look like anything like what it was supposed to look like, so.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well, that's a problem when you go out bidding. You better
Yes.
be bidding with somebody that knows how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we get down to materials and that sort of thing, I guess do we meet about that as a committee? Does the town tell
So,
us how?
What we can do
How do we do
is,
that?
if we do, and I think more than likely we will need to bid these projects out. I think the threshold for bidding is 30,000, so I don't see any of these projects being less than that. What we could do before we bid it is approve the bid in this committee, and we can make it very, very specific. You have to use this type of material. We can include photos, examples, exact specifications. We can really, really make it as narrow as we'd like.
We
And
can?
yes, so we can work on that together in this committee if you all would like.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
wise.
Is it I hate to keep going with this, but I remember, I think, John, was it you that said there's some sort of law that says we cannot go down into the creek beds and gather up round river rocks and have volunteers come in and
That's right.
build it from our own.
Is that true?
Somebody mentioned this, I didn't make that up, somebody mentioned it at the last meeting we had.
Yeah.
When we were just meeting with Barry, and he may have been the one that mentioned it.
Yes, so,
The Corps of Engineers, it's U.S. Army Corps of Engineers that has jurisdiction over the waterways, Flat Creek in particular. And so none of your construction can involve getting down into the water, one. I don't know whether they regulate you taking the stones out, but probably they do.
it's,
Sure,
depending on the size and what, but really what we don't want to do is, we really don't want to mess with disturbing the creek beds at all, if we can avoid it.
If you can avoid a Corps permit, you do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
So after Helene, with all of this rubble and all of these millions of round river rocks right there, we can't go down without wheelbarrows and haul them up. Is that what you're reiterating?
Probably not.
Somebody needs to research it.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question about that too.
Yes.
There was as much rubble in Lake Susan as there was down by the bridge, and more probably. And that's not a creek bed. So I don't know if that would be possible to gather out if we decided to gather it, but I know what you're talking about, Nancy. Nancy and I had talked too at one point about having children bring a stone with their name on it, little things like that.
Yeah.
Or buy a stone,
That sounds pretty cool.
That was Mari's thought, yeah.
Well, and buying a stone and that sort of stuff to raise money for it, but if, we need to know what's legal for us to do.
Yeah, so any large disturbance of the creek bed's going to be a problem, so but I can look into exactly, what size and how much we could get away with, but we would need to be really careful.
That could also be part of our, I hate the word marketing, but in communicating to the public, that would be a way for them to participate.
Yeah.
That's what we were thinking.
Not to actually put a name on the rock, but to know that one of 10,000 rocks.
And when we were saying that, we weren't talking about the name on the
No.
visible side, but just to have your name, for a kid, you'd think it was cool.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see it.
It may be that the Corps of Engineers has what they call general permits, and what that means is it's sort of a de minimis activity that you don't need it's statutorily you don't have to apply for the permit, just any person or company can get it. And it's usually for de minimis activity. So and they may not, but if, for example, they have, anybody can pull 5 rocks from the stream, well, then we could ask everybody to, hey, pull 5 rocks from the stream. And they have to be this size and bring them in.
It'd be worth it.
It might work. And I don't know that they've got a general permit for retrieving river rocks.
I'll do the research on that and have more information at our next meeting about what exactly they'll allow, without us having to get hydrology studies and all of those.
Of course,
and no rise permits.
Of course, there are a lot of little tributaries too that we could get rocks, that we don't have to get them all exactly from Flat Creek itself. There are a
There's
lot
a
of
real practical matter here, and that is disturbing the stream bed
stream, yeah.
affects the creatures.
Yes.
It affects erosion, and so
You gotta be careful.
if I was
I
a
mean, that's-
benevolent dictator, I wouldn't allow a rock to come out of the stream bed.
That's really critical, right?
It is. We don't want to negatively impact our
That's
streams
right.
at all. But I think we can find some way to minimize impact, but also, I think that you have a very good point that it would be good marketing opportunity also to get people involved in that way.
And I have lots of stones in my yard.
Yeah.
That when I dig up something to plant, a new plant, there
I
are
do too.
wonderful round stones.
And that's why I was suggesting Lake Susan.
Yeah.
Because you're not disturbing the creek bed with Lake Susan.
Right.
But I don't know how you'd get them
I'm
out.
not sure there's any rocks in Lake Susan.
Well, there were, when after the storm,
Yeah, but they dug them all
They dug
out.
it all out and hauled it out.
they did a lot of that, but over on the side, close to Moore Center, there was a whole line of river rock that, as far as I know, is still there.
They put that there to filter the water coming through.
No, well, I know where you're talking about where they made the wetlands. That's not what I'm talking about. This was over on the other side. But, you know, I don't know that for sure.
I mean,
but-
where
The
the
dam
creek
side, the dam side you're saying.
Yeah, the dam side, but below
That's
the,
filtering.
above the creek, above the dam, it was along the side of where the walkway is. So we'll find out. We're throwing out ideas.
I wouldn't mess with the lake, I don't think.
No, but that, you know.
Yeah.
But Beth also had a really good point, is that our yards are absolutely full.
They
of river
are,
rock.
that's the truth. I've got, it's not necessarily round, but there are plenty of rocks.
But there are, my yard is full of round river rocks, and I've got it all over everywhere. And if we could wouldn't that be wonderful? We'd get rid of it.
That's right.
Which is what, I'd love to get rid of some of those rocks.
One comment about the rocks, now that we're in the rocks, and in researching and studying the Montreat style and the evolution of the stone buildings, there is the round, you take Assembly Inn, for example, they're the round river rocks, the cobblestone, but then there are these wonderful odd shape, obtuse, look on page 59 with that bridge. So you've got the cobblestones, but you also have other wonderful features of stones that are larger shapes, and we can make all the yard rocks kind of fit in. In fact, in thinking about design work, so far Barry and I have just had one session, but it's more than cobblestones. So we have all kind of room for size and shape of the stone as we go on with the bridges.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
Let's see if it's one of them.
I remember when it looked like
Oh,
that.
me too, very well. I've got some pictures somewhere of us sitting on that thing.
Ooh, dig that out.
Lord knows if I'll ever find it. But I'll look.
I might have some.
I did
too.
find that one.
That's the original.
The only hellbender I ever saw in my life was under that bridge.
Really?
See what the shape is.
Oh,
Saw it when I was a kid.
they're small, round.
Even since.
Well, they look like the columns at Howerton Hall. If you've ever looked at Howerton, how they have those columns. They have those columns and then they have that little arch.
Does she?
Periodically, report she does.
Okay. I'm glad we're discussing. On the agenda next is public comment.
I mean,
But we're,
fact that it's there.
Public.
we don't have the public here.
I can't hear anything on the meeting.
Yeah. Unless, any member of the public likes to make a comment? And Nancy brought up a very good point, just quickly before we move on, that, all of the structures of the bridges themselves are solid. So we shouldn't need anything, we shouldn't need anything as far as the bridge structure itself. These are all, design elements and aesthetic, so that's helpful as well.
The substructures are solid.
Yeah, so it's just like a facade.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
To raise
Yeah,
the
facade.
Yeah.
Covering.
And Barry was so funny, he said, I have run a 30-ton tractor
Yes.
over every single one
Yep.
of those roads, and it just went over them fine. So
Wow,
he
that's
was
amazing.
happy about that, so.
All right, any committee member communications?
It's been a good meeting.
Yeah, so do we want to meet then, so we said the first Monday of each month, do we want to meet then on February 3rd? Does that give everybody enough time?
So if Nancy will have that, information for us.
That's pressing Nancy a little hard.
February 2nd, yes, I'm sorry, February 2nd. So should we plan to meet February 2nd, or would you all prefer to delay things until
March,
March 2nd?
I like March.
Nancy, it really depends on what you're capable of
Yeah,
producing.
February is right
March
around.
2nd.
March 2nd.
Okay.
I think, yeah,
That gives you a little more time.
That's fair to Nancy.
we've already started thinking about it. So-
Okay.
Now, I hate to keep pushing on with, but in these meetings, for example, when Beth suggests some pictures for some sites. So is it correct that a couple of sites have already been donated for and are on your calendar for this year's construction? we can focus on those sites.
So we have received funds that I believe are enough to do one bridge completely.
Which bridge?
Whichever one we decide to start with. I think Lakewood Lookout will be the one that we
That'd be
that we
most
go
recent.
with. So yes, we don't necessarily have it on the calendar, but I think it's very reasonable to think that that one could get accomplished this year.
Great.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
And I think once it's announced the committee's going and things are moving, you're gonna
It'll pick
have
up.
another bridge in the hopper really quick.
I think so too.
And definitely, once they see that one done, I think
So-
that will spur other people to say,
Yeah.
let's do more.
So we've been, if we took Lookout and Anderson, the community bridge right below that and sort of clumped it into one site, can we start working on that site then visually for drawings and exploring
Yes,
those
yeah.
two? Would that be?
Which, you were talking about the Anderson driveway, okay.
Community centers. whatever.
Sort of use it as an entrance and as one unit kind of.
Yeah.
We'll start on that then.
Great. Okay, so we'll plan to meet March 2nd at 10 a.m.
Okay.
All right, well, I already know I won't be able to be here. Weather
Can you be
permitting,
here by
we'll be
Zoom?
coming home from New York that day. And we're not snowed in somewhere. Thanks.
You can do Zoom while you're in the car.
On the plane?
No, not-
Not the plane.
Yeah, and pleasant for the other people around, but yes.
Yes, yes. I will find out what's going on.
Okay, anything else?
Does anybody move that we adjourn?
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ah.
What time?
Consider myself not
10:47.
a member of the committee, but I represent the public.
Well, thanks, public.